car horns. Now, we're in bumper-to-bumper traffic. I have not moved for like 10 minutes. And like, dude, just... It's just relentless bullshit.
Yeah.
So I get out the car. And I'm talking shit as my pompous ass is on my way over there still, dude. I get to the car window, and I was like, what's up, bro? I don't know what the... That bitch had to be 92 years of age.
Was she like Dusty?
Bro, I'm pretty sure if her face would have left. All right, what is up, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode of the WGR podcast being shot here on WhiteGates Ranch in beautiful Southern California. My name is Cade. We're going to be just talking about whatever comes to mind.
Yeah. Whatever rings a bell.
Whatever rings the bell.
Ding.
So I think we'll just, jump right on into some things. I'm 26, he's 26, just some things that people a little bit older, a little bit younger than ourselves kind of talk about frequently. So I do have a question for you.
Lay it on me.
Just out of curiosity, do you like it when a girl makes the first move?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I do enjoy sometimes when you're blessed, with the opportunity. You just have to take it, though, for the moves that come. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you might run, and then sometimes you want to stay. It's almost like a whole roller coaster ride. You never know what you might expect.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you do if somebody,
Well, to me, it just seems like they don't. Like, they really just don't. They don't do it enough. Like, if you see a dude in a bar or wherever you're at, and he make eye contact with you, and he hold it, if he make eye contact with you and don't do the... like, he's... at some level, there's interest there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, there is.
So, don't wait for him to do it. If you're interested, just go do it.
Oh, yeah.
Be like, hey, I was looking at you from across the room, saw you looking back at me. What's your name?
Just throw the game out there. I was going to say, that's when you find out how long your game plan is, what
Pretty
the
much.
playbook is. And you got to also look at that, too. What playbook you have for that? Because sometimes being on that end of things, you got to be able to identify those cues, Because there are a lot of cues I feel like they would throw.
Yeah, it just seems like they don't, like, and this is just coming from us, ladies, but it just seems like it's almost like it's an unwritten law. You just don't do it. Why is that?
I bet you it's just trying to boss up, trying to show up, show out.
I'm going to be honest, dude. I typically am not going to make the first move. I won't do it. I won't do it, and here's why. I have a different way of thinking about it. Too many times have I seen, like, a buddy of mine, we're at a bar, we're out somewhere, and he's like, hey, man, that girl's, like, really pretty,
Right.
And he's like, I can overhear her talking. Her voice is pretty. I want to go talk to her. I'm like, dude, go do it.
Yeah.
And he'll walk up, say, excuse me, ma'am, and she'll turn around. He doesn't say another word, and she's like, get away from me. Like, you creep. Can you not see I'm with my friends? And he's like, well, I was just, was, wanting to see if I could talk to you for a second. Like, maybe buy you a drink, have a conversation. And she was like, that's some real creep shit. So me in the back, I'm just... Never talk to women at the bar. And then it goes even further. I've seen girls do it. Oh my God, at the gym. Don't even look in a girl's direction at the gym.
Yes.
They instantly, it's almost like they want to get you in trouble for that.
Mm-hmm. They want to police you for it.
Oh my God. So now on the list, do not talk to girls at the gym.
The book of truths.
It just seems like that's kind of like what happens more often than not. Like, they don't say, oh, hi, my name's this, what's your, like, nope, they're just instantly, you're a creep.
And it doesn't matter how casual it could be. It could be an accident if you need a piece of equipment near a machine nearby, and they're going to give you that. You ever got that double look? You ever got that double, like...
Dude, they turn into gremlins sometimes.
Yeah. You're like, somebody splashed water on you? But no, I just need the pull down real quick, or the lat. I just need the long bar.
Dude,
Bro,
specifically. So I was just asking if I could get the rope for the try. Like, I was just wondering.
They're like, you just gonna pull out some rope.
Yeah.
So, you just gonna hang it and slang it. Okay. Like, what? No, I just
No,
been here for 45 minutes.
Like, for real. It's so, like, it's almost just, like, not worth it.
No, it's not.
Like, I was just gonna see if I could talk to you for a second. Like, but, no, like, homeboys are always just getting this crazy reaction. So I just don't. I will sit right over here by myself, by my intrusive thoughts, and we will be happy together.
Yeah,
like, that's it.
You're on that. You're on that. Sometimes I call that the happy place where you can sit there and actually just stay calm about it rather than, have to face these different, I don't know, man, it's messed up.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that a lot because it's just like, even like some dudes are creeps. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
some dudes are just creeps, okay? But not every guy's a creep. And if everybody hears that reaction from that girl, I don't care how nice you are. Everybody in that bar thinks you be like creeping in the dark. You're just a peeping Tom watching a whole family eat dinner. Like, it's like your whole thing is just like there's a false narrative about you now.
That is so true.
Yeah, it's not it's not worth it in my opinion, so I just don't do it.
So you want to sit down? No.
Dude, I've even had girls come up to me like, "Hey man, look, I've seen you looking. How come you haven't come up and talked to me?" And I was like, "I don't want to go to prison. I'm gonna be real. I don't want people to think that I'm a creep."
And I feel like that's just honest feedback. Honest feedback,
You asked a question, there's your answer.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Why would you assume that?" Well, if you look at just from past experience, seeing what other dudes go through, it's like,
It's not worth it.
No, it's not. Like, I'm good. Her phone number is not worth potentially getting labeled as,
the red dot.
A finger tipper. Like, I'm chilling, dude.
Finger tipper, red dapper surplus.
It's just not. It's not feasible. It's just not.
Banned from every T fit. Banned from every LA fit. Can you imagine?
No.
And then that's your nickname.
I'd lose my mind.
There, beware this bandit SS bounty.
This bandit.
Bounty excess amount.
It's the Buddha bandit. That's
the Buddha. Buddha.
But like that's why like to be honest, like what do you look for in a girl?
When it comes to a female,
everything, personality, physical
like,
features, give me everything.
Honestly, really just when a girl comes up to you and they open their mouth and actually say something like, "Hey," it's honestly the context is what I kind of cue in on, and I'm just like, okay, this is, she's nice or she's genuine or whatever that is. Like, that's the avenue she's choosing at first. And then I go, oh, I be kind of just like, no, okay, I don't really need nothing right now. And then she turn around and I be sitting there, and it just kind of you ever do the dog tilt? You know what I'm saying? I call that the dog tilt parrot. I don't know.
Oh, but no.
It's the personality. Of course, some looks come into play, but I feel like everybody has their own sort of structure they like that appeases them. You know what I mean? But also, what they eat, man. What they eat. Because you walk around the kitchen asking me or you cooking onions and cabbage, you're gonna get suplexed. You're gonna get suplexed off the porch.
Suplex.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna take the trash out. It's gonna be over with an A. But yeah.
No, yeah, that makes sense, dude. Like I'm pretty simple now. Like I'm sure I was pickier when I was younger. For me, if you're not an asshole, you probably have a shot. Like if you're just not a shitty person, you most likely have a shot. I'm gonna be real.
That's not hard.
No, it's not. But there are certain things that I probably gonna get canceled before we even really get going with this. But I have nothing against women with kids. I don't.
No, nothing. Yeah.
The thing that I'm just extra cautious with it because I know me. I know me. If I was in a relationship with a woman that already had a pre-started family, I'm probably going to be attached to that kid. At some point after however long I'm with her, I'm gonna develop a bond with this kid.
Yeah.
It's not like the kid has to call me dad or anything like that, but I'm just saying like I'm gonna end up caring for her kid because I'm with her, I love her, so I love the kid too. Now, if me and her don't work out, say I've been with her for 5-6 years, and she's like the kid was like 1 when we got together, so I've been there for most of the kid's life to this point, and me and her don't work out.
Ooh.
Now I look at this kid kind of like it's my own, you know what I mean?
I was about to say.
But now I have no way to be able to still have a relationship with this kid that I've built a bond like over all these years with. So like I lose her and I lose any possible, avenue of having a relationship with this kid because it's like So for me, it's just kind of like that's a huge risk.
It's a big position. And I'm glad you said that because I feel like it's not relatively known that, as single men, that pressure alone, only the few will survive, true. But at the same time, it's kind of like there is hidden fears to that, like you're saying. Like, there's a position we as ourselves don't want to put ourselves in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It's not like, it's not my kid. I don't want to have to help pay for it. It's not really that, to be honest. It's just like, if it was my kid, I know no matter what, I will be able to have a relationship with my child.
Right.
I just love this one like it's my own child. And if me and mom end up on, we end on bad terms.
The truth is you weren't truly, that is true.
And then people can be like, well, why'd you build a bond with a kid that's not yours? Well, what am I supposed to do?
You want some food?
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Like you want me to like feed it in a bowl with its name on it? Like what do you want me to do? Like I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that this relationship can flourish. But it's like that's just a whole lot of dice I don't want to roll. I really don't. It's just because of that aspect right there. Like not only would I lose the woman that I've been in love with for the past 5-6 years, now I lose the child that I've been looking at like my own for the past 5-6 years.
I feel like that's a bigger weight.
Yeah, and that would, heartbreak, romantic heartbreak is bad enough, I would not want to add that on top of it. You know what I mean?
Because it's like you haven't even started yet, so that would kind of, I feel like that would mess me up too if I wanted to start my own batch and that happened to me. Because it's like, almost like I said, it would give me separation anxiety, basically. Because I would be terrified to try something bigger than what I already am comfortable with.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just like, do you want kids? Like, what are your like end game goals?
Yeah. Oh, man, end game goals, you know what I'm saying? 7-8 figures, nothing that might seem astronomical, but as far as accomplishing what I know I'm capable of doing, like I'm not saying I can push, like I'm not trying to sit at no crazy numbers, but entrepreneur wise, my ideas, my talents, flows, communication, what we're doing, and just kind of just keeping it real, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna settle fat, but I want to be humble at the end of the day and be able to give back, and at the same time protect my family and those around that I love and love me back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So kind of like a bunker, but it's just a bunker of loyalty. Just...
Like you want the wife with the kids and
my bad.
And the picket fence.
One wife, just one.
I would hope.
You know what I'm saying? No, because I'm just going to say this, people in our generation are open to this polygamous lifestyle or that, free bird, I call it the free bird, because they just want to fly or they want to be flown upon. But
that's weird to me. That is so weird to me. Ladies, love y'all, but one of y'all is enough to deal with.
Thank you.
I have no idea how dudes are out there trying to deal with more than one.
But it's at the same time, it's like, I realized too, coming into our generation, some girls, I don't know if they don't feel it upon themselves, they can do it. They can take on the job, like the long haul sometimes in their mind. But, sometimes you got enough in your playbook, you trying to throw it on her, but she just don't want to see the last play. That might be that last second Hail Mary.
The last second Hail Mary.
Or Mary Hale.
Trying to dip out of halftime.
Except, oh, man. Pulling a Des Bryant.
I get that. And that's what's like, with the whole marriage aspect, like if we're going to be real, Do you think actually legally getting married is even worth it anymore?
No, just the way everything's been thrown around. If you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. Like how you put it the other day, man. 2-income household. You have to have a purpose with what you're doing because the marriage itself is already that's a payment, that's a tax thing, that's a whole lifestyle you shifting, and it's gonna shift the way you love that person, regardless of how you unless you have your budgets right. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have a different outlook. It's just gonna hit. It's gonna happen. We're human. You know what
No,
I mean?
yeah.
But if you just have that natural communication, loyalty, you know what I'm saying, that ism that you want to spread, you know what I'm saying, from your love, and you get it back in love, then you just, I feel like that's just more precious than having that piece of paper as a certificate.
I do too.
You know
Like
what
for
I'm
me,
saying?
like I don't understand. Like for me, like the aspect of the marriage makes it official. Sorry. What? Hold on. Time out. Like I heard somebody not too long ago use the aspect of like at a bachelor or bachelorette party. Like why would our buddy invite a bunch of guys to go to a strip club and they're all sitting there at your last night of freedom? Not really. Your last night of freedom was like 2 years ago when you started dating this girl. Like
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
True.
That's just how I look at it. Like, some people might not look at it like that. Like they might be sitting there really thinking, oh, he's not married, so it's not. I don't really look at it like that. It's like, yo, we started something. We agreed to start this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of when the freedom went out the window. Yeah, like it dipped out a minute ago. So why are you coming in with oh, I had freedom left in my pocket. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Change freedom.
It makes no sense to me. It's not dryer lint. I don't get where this came from to where they're like, oh, it's your last night of.
Right.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
where you going with that? Like, that's what I tell them.
But I don't know how girls look at it. And I'm
true.
sure that not all girls look at it the same way. But like, I don't know if they're like, oh, it's my last night of freedom. So like, who knows? But to me, that's just kind of how I've always thought about it. They're like, it's the last night that you could touch some ass. No, not really. You should have stopped doing that a cool chapter ago. Like, and if you still out there rubbing on rump, like that's
Rumpus.
that's up to you and your preferences, but that's just not how I look at it.
It's, you know what? Yeah, I mean, cause no, don't get me wrong. Being younger, right? Bachelor party sound like the most fire nights of your life, but just getting into the factors of life and being an adult and just coming in my own ways and seeing those consequences and the weight of my actions, I just feel like we're in our 20s. You know what I mean? This is it. Like, this is the last coming of days if you got some horn dogism in ya. And that's without the stick. Because you're going to be sticking everything. But you got to get it out. I'm not saying go to the bathroom and start clogging pipes. I'm just saying you need to figure it out, and don't use her mouth. Well, backtrack. But you don't need to have any bachelor party. It should be more of a celebration, I feel like, whether it's between you and the boys.
What it should be I think it should be like you and the boys go out and enjoy some of the last real quality time y'all gonna be able to spend together, without having to worry about what the wife doing, what the kids, what the dog doing. Like go out there, drink a little bit, have fun, stay away from the rumpus. Just don't, why you've gotten this far.
Exactly. You've hit grounds most people can't even dream of.
Like you've gotten this far in your relationship. Like the wedding is like 3 days from now.
And it's gonna be fat.
Like 3, 4, a week from now. Why are you gonna stare at a silver pole on this fateful evening and ruin it all? Like, or if you're a girl, why are you gonna let that dancer man pick you up in your chair?
All right.
And ruin.
Why are you gonna let a Tarzan ruin your last?
Dude, some people will date for like 4 years, be engaged for like 3 years before they ever get married, and I'm like, you spent 7 years with this person. Why? Your wedding is in 72 hours. And for some reason, some people just find those dice in their hand.
They want a number 7 without the cheese.
They just have to.
Yeah.
So what y'all trying to do right now? What you trying to? Who putting down? Who putting? Like, what is going on? Like, why would you chance that? Yeah, snake eyes. God damn it, she left me. Like why?
All right.
Like why would somebody take that chance on something that's been a huge part of their life now? Like you and me are 26.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Say we'd been with this girl since we're 19. That's like 7 years. That's kind of a big chunk of our life at that point.
Because you would say, well, I'm only speaking on the American standard, that on average, most people find that person in that quote-unquote college stage, you know what I mean? Because in high school, you're mad experiment. Like, if you got a high school sweetheart coming out, it really just means you know how to lock it down or you know how to break some back and she don't know how to get off. So, but it's either that or, you know, just you got to keep pressing on. And through those college days, that's when you actually just start seeing just what you're doing, what it's going to mean to you, and then what others are doing too, and how that equates back to what your life is going to be. Because you're going through college and all this and that. Your life kind of suck already. You're on this pressure. You probably got a job too, you know what I'm saying? Car don't work. You're in the bucket, you know what I'm saying? And
hitting it with the Subarus.
You know what I mean? And the last thing you need is some yapper on your phone. Real talk.
True.
And I feel like that's what gets certain people into those mindsets and why they have habits and do that or this, you know what I mean? It's just weird things like that. Weird flow of the natural standard of American life. Right?
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It is weird. And it's just so... I also get the point, like the standpoint of like, I do not want to be that guy, and I'll put this above most. I do not want to be that guy that finally gets married at like 38.
I feel that.
You know, because for me, it's like, why would I want to, all of my young, crazy, fun stories, why when I tell my wife, like when I talk about it with my wife, why do I want to be like, honey, when I was younger? Forget that.
Man.
I want to be like, honey, when we were younger. So for me, it's like, okay, so something that I've heard, I'm not going to drop no names, you know who you are. I've heard this several times from multiple different women. And I quote, you're the guy that I would like to settle down with. So when I'm ready, I hope you're here.
The killer of words.
End quote. Now, for guys who may be a little bit younger who have heard something like this, translation coming in hot. I want to go fuck around and do whatever I want to do. And when I'm done, I hope you're waiting for me.
Yeah.
That's all that means. That is all that means, okay? And I'm not the type of guy to want to do that. I would never look at a girl and be like, yo, when I'm done everything I can find, I hope you're sitting here waiting for me and we can have a good life. No, I'm good. I don't want to go out there and make a bunch of memories and stuff and then I have to tell my wife about it. I want to go out there and make the memories with the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. So that when I'm recapping the memories, she can too.
That's some juice,
and we can like reminisce when we're older and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. It's a weird time for relationships.
I feel like there's a point in time after the fun is done, I feel like you put yourself in it's a mental thing. It's like you have to get yourself prepared, you know? And you're waiting for that person who's also in the same position waiting for you to just settle it all in and throw our chips in the thing and see what we got right now. And just work from there. Yeah. You know what I mean? But there's just not a lot of girls right now that's trying to get on the train, get on Noah's Ark.
And honestly, dude, what is it with relationships these days where it seems like there's a dynamic in the relationship, and the dynamic is the person who cares the least holds all the power in the relationship. Why is that a thing? Why do it seems like certain people want to make it seem like I care about you, but like not that much, so don't make me mad, or don't do something I don't like, or don't make me do something I don't like, cause what
It's so
what
true,
is
but
that?
it's funny hearing it because I don't know what's so appealing about that. I don't know why people like both sides like that. I don't know why both genders like that. Because girls do it to guys too, and guys do
Yeah,
it to girls. So
like
yeah,
everybody does it to everybody. If a
yeah.
girl were to treat me, if a girl were to treat me like that, bro, all, all.
No pee, just all.
Oh no, dude. She'd be like doing laundry and like folding her stuff and setting it right here and folding her shit and setting it right here. And then she look over and I'm just sitting there with her suitcase, like she don't even know she been putting her shit in her bag the whole time. Go ahead, go on.
Keep the pace.
You don't care that much? Go on, roll on out of my driveway because
Yeah.
I'm good. Like I'm to the point now where it's like one of my biggest pet peeves is when people still play these high school games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I don't want him to think that I care that much. I don't want her to think that I really give a damn. Like, huh? Why?
Yes.
You like her? You like him? You want to be with him? So act like it. Like, like that's just for me though. Like, some people will be like, oh, like I heard like you and so had a conversation the other day. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you doing that? Well, it's because, well, you obviously don't care. So, but you care about who I talk to? Like, which is very thin ice. Because, very thin ice. Because then it just kind of opens the door for the girl to be like, oh, well, you running around anyway. Or
Yeah.
like for the guy, like, you running around anyway. So,
Brings that hook
why,
control
like, this
back.
is why I don't care that
Yeah.
much. Like, but it's kind of just like, if you like a person, you know what? Hold on. If you like a person and you want to be with them, act like it. I mean, that's just my 2 cents. Message. But like, you don't have to be an ass either. You don't have to be one of those like controlling people. Like, I gotta prove I like them, so stay in the kennel. No, you're good.
Yeah.
Like, now real quick. Do I think there needs to be a kennel to a certain extent? Sure.
Oh, there's a yard. I call it a yard.
There's a yard.
Yeah.
Both of y'all need to know. Don't hop that fence.
That's it.
Stay out of the neighbor's yard. There's
so
nothing
much-
over there that you need.
But there's so much in the yard right here. You know what I mean? Why, and what do you think they have over there? It's the same.
Like, a yard is basically just an area with these things I like to call boundaries. Don't cross them. And like, you should really know your significant other's boundaries. Because if they're just like, oh, well, his boundaries aren't going to work. So quit wasting your time, quit wasting his time, and go find somebody with boundaries that work for you. You know what I mean? So that's a pet peeve of mine. Another pet peeve of mine, oh my God, when people avoid conversation.
Oh.
Like when you know a conversation needs to be had,
and the shade starts coming.
And she a runner, she a track star. Like, that bugs the shit out of me, dude.
Yeah.
Like, when a dude or a guy just wants to avoid everything because they're like, I don't want to talk about it. Well, then, dude, get out. Like,
they pull
if you can't sit down and have an adult conversation about some adult shit, go ahead. Go on, get.
That's what's mind blowing. It's like you know what I'm saying? You want some peanut dropped off, but then you gonna sit there and you gonna hide from a feeble conversation? Because all you had to do was talk.
Oh, you want to do adult shit?
That's what I'm saying.
But you don't want to have an adult conversation? Get out of here with that. It's just, it's just not, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
Like, be an adult. Grow up.
Like, grow up. Like,
apparently Disney didn't tell you enough. Face your fears, all right?
They should have put an arrow going up and said, you need to do this. Yeah.
And one of the big couples that everybody's kind of talking about right now is like Logan Paul and Nina I don't know Nina's last name. I just know
did.
everybody be calling her Nina. But because of the whole Dylan Dennis fight that just happened, decent fight. It was cool. Dylan Dennis needs to go out for track the way he was running around that ring avoiding Logan. I'm gonna be real honest right now. But Dylan really was just he was avoiding Logan like girls avoid conversation.
Yeah.
Or like dudes avoid conversation. Like we were just talking about.
He was playing shoots and ladders, like up and down the mat, you know. And
he like hold on. If I want to do my best Dylan Dennis impersonation, that's it. That's it. That is it. And what was funny is Logan was like, "No, I'm gonna beat that ass."
yeah.
So he like punched through hands.
Yeah, he did.
He was like, "I'll just hit you so hard."
He broke his wrist, I feel like.
Dude, he was not playing with that dude. He was paddling some ass. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That dude ran around for that whole fight like a kid running from his mom in the grocery store. Like he was just on the move.
It's about win about. I'ma jump.
He was having no part of it.
Guillotine. And then what do you think came upon this man to just lose the way he had to lose? Because my thing is like, if you gonna go and you see me, you gonna do it. That was where you talking head on the dang pre-fight. That was just sitting there like that's the thing. All that rhetoric was fire.
You mean like when at the very end when he tried to?
Yeah, he tried to. No.
Real quick, I understand that Dylan Dennis is a fantastic jiu-jitsu grappler. What did he think he was gonna do with boxing gloves on?
See him? I don't know.
Like this, how's he? What was he thinking he was gonna do?
Maybe he thought his thumb was like 6 inches bigger, so he felt like he was just an orangutan.
Dude, I don't know. I'll be honest, dude. He threw more punches at the security guard than he did Logan.
And then it still didn't land any punches on the security guard because, the security guard turned to Neo.
He couldn't even hit the security guard.
Neo went, huh?
Dude, the security guard went, nah. Nah. That was crazy. And don't get me started on that KSI versus Tommy Fury fight. I know a lot of people are going to sit here and be like, KSI won. KSI won. That man practiced for Valentine's Day for like 6 whole rounds. He hugged him and loved up on. I swear to God, I saw him smell his neck. I've never seen such lovey-dovey shit from a fighter before. Tommy wanted to, box.
Whoops, man.
KSI was like, we can just come here, big boy. Hold on. Come here, big boy. He was just not. He would go for an overhand and hug him. Overhand. Yeah. I've never seen that many clinches in a fight before.
He was like, "Come here, thought you made a new cologne. I just wanna smell it."
I'll be honest. I think it's because KSI knows he can't toe-to-toe box with Tommy.
He visually proved that he can't fight, which is so sad.
I don't think he can't. Well, I don't know.
Well,
maybe you're right.
He can't
maybe
compete.
He can't.
Let me rephrase. You're right. Let me backtrack. I'm gonna rephrase that. He cannot step toe-to-toe with
box.
a legitimate boxer and perform the art of boxing.
Yeah.
Because that was, I don't even know what to call what he did.
And I know, just clinchathon. It was every 12 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to grab some buttocks and we're going to, and some back.
I don't know why the ref wasn't like, hey man, you grab up on this man and again, I'm pulling a point, which I get that clinching is not against the rules or anything, but dude, people paid to watch you fight. Not make love.
Yeah.
Because that's all that looked like. That looked like some PDA on a big scale, dude.
Looked like he owed him some dinner after that fight.
Dude, he was all over him, and people are like, KSI won. Okay, cool. If this was like, the TNA Express, then yes, okay, grabbing up on this man the way he did, sure. But they're supposed to fight. They're supposed to box. They're supposed to be they're supposed to be fighting, not fucking, which is damn near what happened, dude.
Dry. That's what happened.
Dude, it was so bad. And I'll be honest, I think Jake Paul is better than KSI, and I think that
100% agree.
I think the game plan for Jake Paul would be very similar to what he did to Tommy, because I think KSI knows he probably couldn't toe-to-toe box with Jake Paul either. I think he gonna love up on them nipples. But that's besides the point. That's just besides the point.
Yeah. Well, how would you think? Because I'm trying to think in my mind. If either of the Paul brothers could get that fight, who do you think would try to seal that, and how do you think they would try to seal that? Like as far as where the location would be, and like
Fighting KSI?
No, Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury.
Like if because I understand he's not going to be fighting in that celebrity boxing anymore. But if you were to have that last bout again, do you think
if the check and the bag thick enough, he'll do it.
that is true?
I'm gonna be honest. Like everyone's like that. Everyone says stuff like that. Oh, he's he's in it for the money. He's in it for the money. Yup.
How does he feed his people? Yeah, how does he gonna feed his family and stuff?
Like, do you think if any of those fighters were not getting paid for that fight, you think they're gonna show up? No, probably not.
It's like people think getting punched in the face is like free when you heal or something. like I don't know, like insurance is free or something, like in their mind. Like for those people, like no, like all that stuff costs and it is constantly taxing. Like the diet, cutting weight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they're not just
And all the money they spend in training camp.
That's a full investment.
They gotta pay the trainers. They gotta pay everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like
they gotta be comfortable to make you the best of the best.
Yeah, and like with MMA fighters, dude, a lot of them have a different coach for every discipline that they got.
Which I think
they got
is
a
hard.
wrestling coach, they got a jiu-jitsu coach, they got a boxing coach, they got a whatever coach, and they got a nutritionist. They got all like how you think those people did that for free?
I look at the UFC as the avatar. Like you're just trying to be the avatar. You're trying to find your best teachers or go out there, or sometimes people select you. You know, like they're actually take a risk on you. And it's
for sure. And at the time of this recording, UFC 294 has not happened yet.
Yeah.
The rematch between Volk and Islam and the savior Kamaru Usman coming in to fight Hamzat because Paulo Costa had to leave and Charles Oliveira had to dip. So Volk and Kamaru really came in clutch right now.
True heroes.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet. You know, my predictions are different than what I hope happens, if that makes any sense. I really hope that Volk and Kamaru pull out the win. It'd be cool just to see those guys get, they're both coming off a loss.
Yep.
Actually, that's not true.
Well,
that's not true. Volk just paddled Yair's ass.
There you go.
But he lost to Islam in their last fight, so he's trying to get that win back. Kamaru's off 2 losses to Leon.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to see him,
he needs that,
with his hand up at the, with his hands up in the end. But it's a catch-22. The build to these fights, I feel like one is because of all of the talking that they do beforehand, all the Twitter, all of the random shit that they do. And it really seems like that's how they build them, is just like pushing each other's buttons and finding out their little pet peeves or the little things that just pisses them off. And people are just like drawn towards that. Which actually I kind of want to know this. What's like a pet peeve of yours that just bugs you? Like it's not that big of a deal, but if it happens, you're just like, oh.
I feel like when somebody smell like onions and cabbage, it's just something about the stench. Like put it like this: if you're in a setting,
Mm-hmm.
like even that, like if you were fighting somebody, bro, and you go down, they go down, whatever, right? And like you about to finish the job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you bring that fist from Christ himself and you land this meteor down and you smell onions and cabbage, bro, I will pilot out. I will F-16. I will abort mission.
You's out of there?
When I'm just, Big T, finish it. Like, I'm just, instant, I'm lost all privileges of my gangsterness. Because, bro, like, it's something about, like, a stench. You know what I mean? Just something about a wrenching stench.
So, you don't like stenches. I don't like sounds. Like, when someone starts talking to me and they're getting too loud, but they also have that demeanor of, like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, we can talk like adults and we can talk down here. If you go up here, my foot gonna go down here. Like, it's really simple. It's really simple. Don't cross his line. Car horns.
I was bad.
I will get out of... I have, actually. I was on the 55 freeway. I'm heading towards Newport Beach. And this car horn's going off. And even if the car horn's not directed at me, I will start looking around like it better not.
Same.
But I knew this was directed at me. Now, we're in bumper-to-bumper traffic. I have not moved for like 10 minutes.
Oh.
What does this person behind me think I'm going to do? Pop a wheelie in a pickup truck and just start monster jamming over some shit? Like, I don't...
Walking.
So, and it's happening. I'm throwing my hand out the window. I'm doing everything I can. And, like, dude, just... It's just relentless bullshit.
Yeah.
So I get out the car. I was in, like, the middle lane on the 55 freeway.
On some Debo?
Dude, this was, like, right before the 22.
Ooh.
And I'm talking shit. Like, hey, bruh, I don't know what your problem is. Don't make me come over there. You know, at first I'm sitting there trying to say some stuff that'll get homeboy to stop honking the horn because I actually don't want to go over there because I'm on the 55 freeway in my foots, like, not in the car right now.
Yeah.
Just still going. So as my pompous ass is on my way over there still, dude, I get to the car window and I was like, what's up, bro? I don't know what the... That bitch had to be 92 years of age. I shit you not. It was the oldest living woman I've ever seen in my life.
Was she like Dusty?
Bro, I'm pretty sure her face would have left. She was so ancient looking. And she's looking at me through almost cup-thick glass for glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Her eyes were the size of baseballs. But she's looking at me like she does not understand why I'm upset. She's looking at me like, you shouldn't be out of your car. It's not safe to be outside of your vehicle on the... So now I'm just going through all of these, like... I'm just trying to put, shit together.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening? So then, what I really thought happened, maybe this old bitch kept falling asleep, and maybe her forehead was hitting the horn. Like, I was just trying to figure out, like, what makes sense right now. But then I found out that she's an actress because she was looking at me like she didn't know what was going on and hit me with this. I was so mad because, one, she pissed me off, then she fooled me to thinking that I was the problem. So I was so mad. But I didn't know what to do. I just got back in my car and just let her honk the horn at me, dude. I didn't know what to do at all.
Mad.
I was so mad.
Pissed.
It was it was ridiculous.
But you held your cool, though. You really did. You
Yeah,
really did.
I did my best.
What if she would have thought, now hear me out, you got out the car, you guys were still doing 75. That's why she just...
Oh.
You got super speed! I don't know. You're driving slow on purpose. Like,
have you ever, like, experienced one of those moments where you're kind of like, you think you know what's going on, and then something happens, and everything in your brain just goes flat because you got shocked real quick?
Yes.
You're just, your whole brain, all brain activity, flatline for a second, and the shit's like rebooting.
Bro. One time. Okay.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Buckle up. One time, one night. All right. This is one night, which is so sad. But, being young, you always try to get out and do things.
Mm-hmm.
And
How young?
Say junior, senior year,
Okay.
high school.
Yeah.
Kind of right in that area.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to go out. It's time to have an adventure. You know what I mean? And in that moment, though, like you were saying, like when your brain is spacing out. So being out in the city of Paris, which isn't too far from us, a young gentleman by the name of Radio Bass was an upcoming artist and rapper. And he has a great set, not gonna lie. It was fire, fantastic. I don't know if it was at his house or another gentleman's house that was throwing this party. And lo and behold, shots rang out. I don't know if he said something on the beat. I don't know if the beat had something. Shots rang out. I rang out. I was, bro, I kid you.
You just heard it and were like, time to go.
It was Peter Pan. I found steps on air and the air stepped before me. As soon as I hit the front door though, why is 1,000 people going at a 45? Why are 15 naked people running to the left? The cops was coming from the right.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where to go. Why? Because my ride ain't here. My ride is gone. My restitution for peace and all that I know and love and hope for is at a 45 right now.
At a 45.
Because I was talking to somebody in there, but no.
Left the car, just took off on running.
And I don't know what it was, but in that split decision of like, I can't go this way with the nudist, and I can't go that way with, with the flock, because the cops are just going to try to, weed you out. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty fast. I don't want to push no little chick over like that. Construction cone. Sorry, pylon. Touchdown. No, I can't do that. So as I'm like, all right, bro, let's just go with the pop, 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 pop. And I took south. I just completely went south. I went back through the house, across the fence, and I think I fought 2 German Shepherds cleanly. I felt like, bro, I don't know how they do it. I just don't know how those people do it, man. Criminals running away from dogs and things like that, because my ass was tired. Not my legs, my ass. So I called somebody else, and I'm sitting there like, hey, man, it's 11 o'clock, man. We only have 3 hours of fun. This is BS. I want to go home. My mama hasn't called me. And he was like...
You're trying to get every minute that you can be out.
Every ounce of freedom. I was about to get dumb for the free. You know what I mean? Now I'm in San Diego, okay? Why? Because I'm trying to get free. We're at a frat party. I'm trying to remember the name of the sorority. Of course,
Snipe.
I somehow was buff enough to look like I wasn't younger than 18. So they kind of was like, hey, freshmen, welcome to the party, da-da-da-da. Thank you. Kindly. Miller Lite. And they just started, having a good time. Now I'm Matthew, because I've had so much that Duran became Matthew. Black Stallion is now something of the other sorts. People were jumping off roofs, and that's when I had another moment, because I promise you, bro, I don't know how much Heineken you need. I don't know if you mix it with a little bit of Jaeger or some Red Buller, but or some Weller, but oh well, because this man face planted from about 15 to 16 feet, but got up and dusted off like he was Wildy Cowdy. Kid you not. And shook my hand.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Be free.
And what I learned from that night is go home at 11 o'clock. Shouldn't go past 11, because you start seeing the freaks that come out at night.
Freaks come out at night.
Oh, he was a freak, bro. He, in his own sense, was a freak. Because how you going to land on your nose, and then you're going to come up, and then your nose going, and then you're just going to go, name's Peter, bro.
Name's Peter, bro.
Heineken. I'm like, no Heineken for me, because it got you flying, so...
That's insane.
Yeah, he was Rey Mysterio.
That's impressive. I think you made the right decision, because if you run towards where the naked people are running, now it just looks like you chasing booty. You can't have that.
There was a lot of man's butt.
You can't have that as your reputation. Be like, that man, the police was the excuse. He really wanted to ham from Jonathan and Joey. Like, you can't have that as your reputation.
And I know the cops chased them first. I know he had to chase that group of individuals that were brighter than light walking through the night.
Yeah, I would be like, naked people ain't gonna get that far.
Because like Gandalf the White, from Lord of the Rings, just without a shed of clothing. And I saw the back, and the back was not black.
God, that's so bad.
It was dark outside, too. I was sitting there like, how in the world are the Grays here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Did they enjoy the party?
And you were like 16, 17 when this happened?
I was young.
That's crazy.
Young.
Why is it that, like, really crazy things happen when you're, like, 16, 17 in that little...
See, I always thought the exposure to the X-Files of life came for me because I was willing to cross the bridge to the X-File. But at the same time, I think at that age, you're just, the teeter of life totters. In other words, going into adulthood, what you know and what you're patterning off of, you're getting into that bigger pool of, people.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, when I was 16, I think I was 16, actually. We have a mutual friend, doesn't live too far from here. And I was at his house. You know who I'm talking about. It's our brilliant man behind the camera right now. I was at his house, and we had to be 16. Had to be. And so I'm over at his house. We're hanging out. I think we were in his kitchen, and there's a knock on the front door. And so, he's like, "Hey, man, just go get it." I was like, "This ain't my house." He was like, "Go get it. I'm not getting up." And I was like, "Understood." And so I go over and I open the door, and it is this dementia-having old man, okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm not playing. He's sitting there like, howdy, youngin'. Around the corner, me and my wife are having some issues with her horse. And we noticed that in your backyard, there's a few here. So we were wondering if you guys thought you could just come on over and help. And I was like, "This ain't my house. This is not my house. You gotta talk to the boss. He over there on the couch." And homeboy's like, "I don't do this horse shit." Okay, he talked to him. Threw me right back under the bus. I thought I crawled out.
Me.
Homeboy said, "Not today." So I was like, what's happening? And he said one word, colic. And I went, "Oh, what? Okay." Dealt with that before. Think anybody who owns a horse has run into that obstacle before. So me and our homeboy, we get over there, and the lady's not making a whole lot of sense. She was saying that her horse is colicking, and she has to stand it up. We got to get it up on its foots.
Okay.
And I was like, "Why?" Okay, I don't. What have you given it? What? And she was like, "I oiled it recently, and so I need it to get up and walk around so that the oil can move around." And that kind of made like a little bit of sense. It was the only thing that's made sense so far. So I wasn't really willing to just ignore it. So me and our buddy, we really think that we about to pick this horse up. Okay? And we really think we about to. And we get over there, and I got a handful of horse ass. And homeboy got like a handful of neck. and on its side, feet out, okay? And we have to get it from here to here. And so we lift with the legs. Every vein in our forehead is now 3 inches away from the actual cranium. We are pulling so hard. We get this horse like halfway up. Because, Mr. Dementia over there, "I'll help." And so we get it like halfway up, and the horse finally decides, "Okay, I got this." And, our homeboy, like, he's smart because he goes over there and starts like placing legs out a little bit. So the horse, like this is what the horse looked like. He just hitting like the tripod stance. And so she starts crying, saying, "Thank you. Couldn't have done it without you." And then she gave us some Gatorades and some dirty ass Solo cups, but we didn't mind. So we go back to his house, and we're just hanging out, and I ended up spending the night that night. And so everything was cool, everything was fun. We were just hanging out, doing whatever, listening to music, all that bullshit you do when you're 16.
Right.
It's probably like 8:30 in the morning the next day. There's another knock on the door. Now, in our neighborhood, you probably know this, people don't just randomly knock on your door.
Yeah.
Okay? So when someone knocks on your door, you kind of get excited. You're like, "What's happening?" And then I thought about it. I was like, "Man, it's dementia having old man." I was like, we already did this, bro. He done forgot. He came back over here. So I opened the door, and I was like, "Look, bro, Hello, officer. How can I help you?" I shit you not. There's a cop standing about 6'1", 6'2", with the cop glasses and the cop haircut.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, "So there's a lady around the corner having some issues with her horse. She said that you guys helped her yesterday, and we're wondering if you guys could go back over there." And I was like, "Are you coming? I'll go if you coming."
Yeah.
Homeboy is like, "I don't have anything outstanding in Riverside. I'll come." He's like, "I'm good." So we go back over there, and what the lady did not tell me is that this horse had something called laminitis.
Ooh, that sounds bad.
One of the feet is missing.
No.
Yes.
Like a Lego set.
Like David fucking Copperfield. It just disappeared. It was there the day before, I promise you. It's gone.
4 is 3.
I had never seen shit like this, dude. It's gone. It's not there. So, and the old lady's name is Sunny. So I'm like, Sunny,
That's even better.
a lot of things must have happened in the last 12 hours because this is not how we left you.
Wow.
And so she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, foot used to be there. Bring it back. And so she was like, oh my God, it's the first time. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Don't try to
That was
play
not
it.
the first time you saw it. All right. Because my buddy found it in the corner under shavings and hay.
Whoa.
She put that there. Okay. She put that there. And so the cop is like, ooh, I don't know shit about horses, but this don't look good. It's kind of a sad story. I'm not going to lie. You know, you really like animals, click out. But so what happened is the cop sees this and he goes, you know what? I think I'm going to have to call animal control. As soon as he utters the words animal control, this lady turned into that little kid from the Wild Thorn, but she's flipping out, dude. She's like, no. They're going to force me to put my horse down and you can't do this to me and I'll grow it back.
Huh? Huh?
Which, I mean, I've heard that technically you can. You just got to suspend homeboy for God knows how long.
Oh, what?
Rafters? You just got to have a floating horse in a net for a long time. But bro, that barn, if I peed on it too rough, the thing was falling down. So you ain't hanging nothing from up there. So.
Poor horse.
So in my head, I'm thinking the same thing. I was like, lady, call the vet. And she's like, I did. He's 4 hours out. And I was like, oh no.
You're going to lose another foot.
Not good. So she starts going through the list of like horse meds that she's going to give it. And she goes, I'll give it some Butte. Now, anybody who deals with horses know that that's like ibuprofen for horses. So I'm sitting there like, lady, you don't need Butte. You need a bullet. It's a different B word. It's a different B word. Hollow. Just boink.
Yeah.
Rat-tat-tat and just get it over with.
She was going to give it ibuprofen.
It was bad. So.
Wow.
I shit you not.
That's foul.
Yeah,
That's
so
foul.
the vet can't get there, and she's just going back and forth. You can't call animal control. He's like, yes, I can. She's like, no, you can't. I'm not consenting. He goes, I don't give a shit. So he makes the phone call, and she's tripping. And animal control's like, we can't be there for an hour.
Right.
That's a minute. That's a cool minute.
But that's, busy.
That was crazy in and of itself. But so they're going back and forth the entire hour. And so animal control finally shows up and they're like, yeah, no, this can't, ma'am, we got to put it down. Because I guess animal control has the stuff to put it down. I didn't think they were going to have it right off the bat.
They got a mobile.
I don't know. I didn't think they were going to have the stuff to put a horse down right off the bat, but I guess they did. Maybe when they heard the call, I don't know. But
true.
So they're going back and forth, and then the lady's like, you can't take a life. It's a game. Like, you can't. What would Jesus do? And she starts throwing WWJD at everybody in the vicinity, right? And the cop is sitting there on some Tyler Perry shit talking about, I know exactly what he'd do. Everybody got God fucked up. He didn't say peace be still. He said peace of still. Thank you, Jesus. And it was that was some funny shit.
Proceeded.
Yeah, I was dying. And so
He proceeded on.
while they're all arguing, I remember she cursed. She said, damn. And she was like, oh my God, you made me curse. I'm going to hell. And I was like, not how that works. I hope. But anyway,
Message.
So for real. So then she starts like the animal control is getting closer to the horse because it's behind her. Okay, and we're all out in front of her, like from here to here, and the horse is like back here in the barn. We're outside the barn, and so she puts one foot out in front of the other, and I was like, no way. I was like, there's no way. And she gets into like a Philadelphia boxing stance. Like one hand here, the shoulder to block this chin, and this hand just kind of loosey with it.
What?
And I was like, bro, there's no way this old lady about to get thugging on him right now. Oh. So while they're arguing, The horse ends up having a seizure.
Damn.
And I'm looking at it because, like, I'm looking to, like, right past her is the horse. And I'm like, ooh, is anybody going to tell her? And I guess they're all just focused on arguing because I was like, hey, huh? And she turns around, she starts crying because that's it. That's it. You know, homeboy's got 30 seconds left.
Excommunicado.
Yeah, he got like 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was the horse died, and she's getting rowdy and aggressive, and, you know, like, the cops are kind of like because there's more cops there now. More cops have showed up, and so I'm sitting there like, you know what? I'm a good kid, so I did what any good, you know, Samaritan would do, and I was like, let's see what happens here. Let's just kick on back and just kind of see how this plays out.
You got front row seat.
This lady starts throwing overhand rights at the police. Overhand rights. And the police dogged this woman. I mean, hip toss, hit the ground.
Damn.
And when they all hit the ground, I swear my feet moved. I felt it. It was a thud from hell. But now they're trying to get her hands behind her back. And she does this roll shit like the Florida Gator just starts rolling and they can't keep her. What? She rolling and they can't keep her. They're doing this. Where to get the bitch. They just
Snatch
can't.
her. Get the ankle.
Grab the ankle and she's just death rolling.
What?
So they go to tasing. Okay? Because they back up, she gets up, and they go to tasing. One cop pulls it and does like the shoot taser. And she's kind of... Because, dude, you ever seen in movies, like, when people get tased, they start doing this shit? That's a lie. That's a lie.
Don't you ever do no Jurassic Park?
Dude, it's a lie. They don't sit there and, like, do this. No. They just completely and totally lock up. So she's just still standing there. Like, so another cop does it again.
No.
And she still ain't moving. Click. And nothing, dude. Another cop comes, like, takes something, like, takes the, I think it's like how it, like, they shoot out.
Yeah,
because without that attachment, it's just a stun gun. Yeah. And he walks up, and she finally goes down.
Supposed to be more.
And she finally goes down.
Oh, okay.
And so they put her hands behind her back, they cuff her, and they cart her off. And they ended up, I think it's called 51. They 5150'd her.
Yeah.
They had her on like a 72-hour hold, right? And so I leave, my buddy leaves, my buddy's mom ended up coming over. She leaves, all the cops leave, everybody leaves. But you remember that dementia having old man I told you about? It was real sad because he was still stuck in the field like, how am I going to get home? And we just left him there in the dirt, in the weeds, because apparently the cops were like, it's not our problem, and everybody just left. And then we found out that that old woman used to live on the East Coast.
What?
She kidnapped that old man, brought him out here, and they started their lives together.
Poor bastard.
Right down the road. Poor bastard, bro.
Like capital poor.
Your whole relationship is built on a felony. If we gonna be real right now.
Kidnapping.
It's a whole, like, how does that happen? She must have been bussing in her younger years for him to be kidnapped, and he never said shit. Because now he's got dementia. No one's gonna believe him now.
Yeah.
He's there for the rest of his life. He might be dead. I don't know. That was like 10 years ago. Who knows what, his name was Elliot. Whoever knows, like, no one,
Elliot?
He's like a Tootsie Pop. Nobody knows how many licks. Nobody knows what happened to him. He's just, he is
Go.
The world may never know. But that was probably, you know, one of my big stories from when I was 16 that made me look at the world a little bit different.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's time to have you fucked up. Like, some of the things you saw just kind of made you like, bro, like you didn't even have to do that. We could have went, you know what I'm saying? Or you're like, damn, I see why she did that, but she got fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, she must have been really good looking when she was younger. Let's be real. If you got kidnapped by a woman,
never.
I feel like you'd say some shit.
I would.
Unless you got kidnapped by, like, Rihanna.
Oh.
Because I ain't saying shit.
Did I get kidnapped? Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd be sitting there. I'd be happy as shit on an island somewhere.
Cuba?
Talking
Question
about
mark.
it was fantastic.
Like, how
It was
would...
fantastic.
Very
No
true.
complaints here.
Very true when you say it like that.
But that kind of brings up a good question. Have you ever just real quick,
Mm-hmm.
be honest. It's just us friends here. Have you ever looked at one of your friends' moms a certain way?
A long time ago.
You ever look at one of your friends' moms and it brings this realization to you moms can look like that?
You ever just is it me or is it it's always when you playing video games in the living room and she making food in the kitchen and you sitting there and you and you getting your ass whooped on something, right? And you damn, and he rubbing in your face and I'm gonna go upstairs and get a video game. You're oh, okay, go ahead. And then boys, you want something to eat? And you're y'all take some. And then you just looking at Miss Parker from the back arch of the arch, and you just don't know what to do. And you realize now, 20 years later, she didn't have no grass in the front yard.
You
bro.
pulled some smoky shit.
Bro.
Hey, Miss Parker.
I was in that. I was just my lips had no choice. I want to make you the cheese sandwich. You don't gotta make me. Can I serve you? Right?
Bro, I'm gonna be real. I feel like you the type that would just be you walking upstairs to your friend's room and you just take a gander down the banister and she's over in the kitchen and you just, when you gonna let me fuck, Miss Parker?
Mermaids. Pack mermaids in the moat. You know what I'm saying? Or just build the Titanic or Noah's Ark and just, put them on the boat. You know what I'm saying? Put the mermaids on the boat.
I'm gonna be real. I want to ask where you found said mermaid. Never mind. So, what, personally, what is one thing that you would just buy? Just, I got the funds.
Honestly, if it was feasibly possible, hear me out. NASA and all of its leading research.
Give me that one more again.
NASA. All of it.
Why?
Information of everything.
Intriguing.
Well, it's not, of course you have to barter and it's just having the information bound. And then plus it's kind of whatever you're going to do, you got it all right there. You know if it's going to work or not. You know who it's going to hit. You know what it's going to do. It's just, I don't know. It's a little behind the scenes cheat play or cheat code.
Yeah, I can see that.
Man, it's either
you know what's really going on.
Yeah, it's either that or a boat, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be sitting on a boat, you know what I mean?
You went from NASA to a boat.
Yeah, I'm going to literally have my own giant boat. It's going to be a castle, on a boat. It's going to be a full...
Mermaids around it?
Nah, you know what I'm saying? They going to be swimming, through it. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like a hamster wheel.
That's funny.
But,
I'd buy a lot of food.
Well,
I'd be doing tomahawk steaks for the rest of my... Are you hungry?
With that,
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry as hell, man.
Texas Roadhouse? Texas Roadhouse. Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to wrap up the first episode ever. We're going to drop all of our socials down in the description below. That way you guys can stay up to date with anything that we're doing and get more information on when the next episode's dropping and anything else we're doing. Alrighty, we will see you guys on the next one.